Hello everyone, welcome back to this new episode of Pentesting Basics 1, and today we're going to leverage the access we've gained on the WordPress site to gain remote code execution. Let's get started. Alright, so we've landed on the admin using just dummy logging admin and password admin, and today let's see what we can do to gain remote code execution. So if we go to posts, I just want to do some enumeration, see if there are any drafts here that would contain maybe some juicy data before I can attempt remote code execution. It's always a good idea to wander around and see if you can find anything that might be useful later in the next steps. So we have a sample page, it's already published, so we've gained we already have access to it from the website. So we have plugins installed. Hello, Dolly, Akismet. And what about the users? We just have one user. Doesn't seem that we have anything much interesting right here. So I'm going to go to Appearance and go to the editor. This is my favorite way of gaining remote code execution on WordPress. I understand. Now, if we go to like any web page here, this is by the way, an old version of WordPress. Nowadays, you can't just go ahead and change the PHP files right here. So I'm just going to go to single page, and I'm going to inject a payload right here. The first thing we need to print here is just a pre tag to print things like code, so we don't worry about formats. And I'm going to just run system with a parameter that would be taken from the name get parameter C. Now, in a real penetration test, you need to really protect your web shell, so we want to only run this if we have a parameter a, for example, that's equal to a. This is just a way to avoid running commands or showing errors for your clients. Of course, you need to make it more like something random, something long. But this would work for our purposes. And let's update the file. So what do you have here? Something went wrong. Your change may not have been saved. Please try again. Okay. Not sure why we have such an error. Yeah, I guess that's because we have this inside our PHP code, which shouldn't be the case. Going to put it just above that. I mean, it's optional, but I just like things to be tidy. Yeah, I think that would work now. Nope, it doesn't. Yeah, well, it doesn't because I have an error in my syntax. Oh, it doesn't want to run. If get a equals a, then run this. Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work. I'm just going to run it locally, php dash a, I guess, for interactive. Yep. So let's paste in this. No. Let's go back. If a equals a, then echo hi, just to make sure that our syntax is correct, and yes, it is. All right, I'm just going to remove those. Retry. Nope. I mean, it could be because of rights. We can't modify files. So I'm just going to try it on index.php, and if it doesn't work, then we're going to move to another way. Nope, it doesn't want to go there. Connection refused. Do I still have the challenge up? Yes, it is up and running. And I have errors. So it's saying connection refused, which is ctf02.rootme.org. Nope, it doesn't want to work. Okay. If we go to media, add new media. We've just taken the server down, I guess, which is not a good indication for a pen test. I'm just going to use netcat just to make sure that we have access to port 80. Yep, it's not responding, so I guess that the server is down. What about FTP? Oh, FTP is running. So let's try with anonymous access. These are special guest access that can be configured for FTP. And it says here, login incorrect, login failed. So it's not working. Let's try with admin just to reuse the same credentials that we've had in the previous episodes for WordPress. So admin, and it says login failed. Again, you can brute force credentials using Hydra. So I leave that as an exercise to you guys, but I'm going to turn my attention to the banner Pro FTPD 1.3 and see if we find any exploits for that version. And I think that the application is back up again. Nope. I think that we've crashed WordPress because we've used incorrect syntax. So I'm going to give it a try after we explore Pro FTP. Okay, so we have remote code execution vulnerability for version 1.3.5, which I guess is the same one we're using here. Yeah, 1.3.3. So this is promising because if 1.3.5 is vulnerable, that might hint that the other one is vulnerable too. So let's see. This is a Python script. So what is, it's just trying to do what? Send commands. Yeah, it's trying to upload a web shell, I guess, onto tests.php. It's checking if the file has been written successfully. If yes, then it says, hey, successful, go to this URL. Okay, but what's the relationship between Pro FTPD and PHP? I don't know. Maybe we can just send this and see what we have as a response. So if we try FTP CTF02, so we get the banner. For the name, we can paste in that command. It's always a good idea to try to tinker and poke around to understand how the code works, especially if it's a script that you've found on the internet. Password required. So yeah, I'm sure this is the way to go. We need to authenticate first. So I guess this is a post-authentication exploit. So I'm not sure if this is going to help us. And by the way, it's using socket, which we've already covered in a previous challenge. Make sure to check that out. So let's see if we can find anything else. Pro FTPD, remote code exploit. This is a variant of the original. Okay. Yeah, that's the same one we saw in ExploitDB. I mean, this is all part of the game. Penetration testing or during hacking in general. You can look for exploits online for known vulnerable software. And this might take time depending on, how famous the software is, but because we're using FTP here, Pro FTPD should be fairly straightforward. I'm not sure if I have such exploit here installed. Nope. Let's remove the version and see if we can find anything different. And it seems that The website has just got back up. Let's try to log in. Admin password. Let's retry our editor. Now, if we go to the main index template, so we can put our code right here. System X or C for command, and let's save it and see if we can do that. Yes, file edited successfully. So I guess it's just because we had a syntax error which caused the application to crash. Now, if we go to visit the web page, we don't see anything. That's because we don't have the right parameter. But if we just go to inspect the source, and now let's try to add our command. So we need the get parameter. Now, if I type just ID, I should have something somewhere right here. It should be just below the headers. Let's try with the command that should return something long, and yeah, there it is. Here we have our code execution just after the headers, maybe just a little bit down, but we've gained remote code execution as expected. Now, if I run ID, I should have www-data, which is the default user that's running on an Apache server, and yes, it is the case. So we've gained remote code execution on the server, and now it's time to learn more about the server. And that's what we're going to do in the next episode. Make sure to subscribe and hit the ring bell to receive the next video once it goes live. As always, stay curious, keep learning, and go find some bugs.